remember the most important mother is Mary Our Lady, the mother of all mothers, all people on earth. We say a prayer to her, asking her to bless and give special grace to all mothers on earth, especially the ones in our serenity. Hail Mary, full of grace,
The Lord with thee, blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of death. Amen.
Let's pray to Saint Monica.
Pray for us.
You need to uncover. Dear Saint Monica,
you are our person of prayer, especially when you are so passionate in prayer for your husband, Tertius, and your son Saint Augustine. Teach me how to pray and how to be passionate in prayer. Through your intercession, I ask God to fill my heart with the love of the Holy Spirit, so that I might love His particularly to love my family permanently as you did. My dear Saint Monica, help me to imitate you, fulfill my responsibilities as a mother and wife in my whole life. Bring my husband closer to God and protect my children from all evil and harm. Since you are the patron saint of all Catholic mothers, I ask you to strengthen all Catholic mothers, especially the ones in our fraternity, so that we may make strong faith and in us in Jesus.
Amen. Saint Monica,
Pray for us.
in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
So you see the 1, 2, 3, the third paragraph. Bring my husband closer to God and protect my children from all evil and harm, including the physical harm. Not only the spiritual, but also physical. So in our world now, not only now, but from the time that human beings existed on earth, then bad things started to happen. It means that after the fall of our ancestor Adam and Eve. Why I mention this? Because just yesterday I heard a very bad news from St. Paul Diocese. I'm not good in drawing, but I try to draw something. So this is Vancouver. So I guess Edmonton around here, right? Edmonton, Calgary, and then St. Paul Diocese here. It means very close to Pacific, very close, and even is very close to the Pole. But there are a few, I don't know exactly how many, there are 2 or 3 Vietnamese priests there. And one of them is famous, kind of famous in Canada, because he's a president of the Vietnamese, of the Association of the Vietnamese Priests and Nuns in Canada for many years. And 1-2 years ago, the diocese Episcopal vacants, like the hotel vacants. What does that mean? Vacant, the hotel, when they say the vacant.
The position is available.
Is it it means it means available. Not vacant, it means not available. Yeah, vacant. Vacants. Say Episcopal vacants. Episcopal. Bishop. This is the noun. This is the adjective. Like Episcopal ordination. Ordination of the bishop. Like a priestly ordination. So this is Episcopal ordination. So you don't say bishopy. Like son, Sunny. So bishopy. No, you don't have a bishopy, but you have Episcopal. Maybe nobody say like I did. Bishopy. So Episcopal ordination. So Episcopal vacants. It means that the diocese has a no bishop. Yeah, no bishop. So that priest was appointed the administrator. The administrator. It means how do you say in Chinese? 權主教. In Vietnamese, a 權主教. It means that he has a 那個主教嘅權啊。So 權主教 administrator. Administrator. It means that he, in the time of vacancy, then he's considered as a bishop, but he has a no episcopal ordination. He's just a priest. So it means that he's a famous. He's a famous. He's a power at that time, the same as the power of the bishop, the authority of the bishop, except a number of things, like to make decision to ordain who. No, he cannot. He has no that authority. Or some congregation requested that they want to work in that parish and in that diocese. No, he has no authority to rent. So a number of things he has no power, but many things he has a power, like a bishop. And he was administrator, I don't know how far long, like a year or more than a year. Then before that, he's a chancellor. You know, chancellor, like in Vancouver, every diocese has a chancery, and the leader of the chancery is called the chancellor. Chancery. 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 主教府 Chancellor. Chancellor. 唔知 and he was a chancellor for a long time until now. And chancellor should be expert in canon law. And he got the license in canon law. And okay, the bad news, very bad news is that he let me know yesterday that the assistant pastor of the cathedral there, just 2 days ago, he didn't say, but I guess he didn't say by night or by day. When that priest opened the door to welcome a guest, he was shot, died right away. Huh? The guest? Like, yeah. So someone ring the bell, he opened the door, he was shot. And now we don't know.
Then do anybody know the guest or what? Oh, that he was invited? Don't know.
Don't ask too many detail. I don't know.
Oh.
But I mean, our days are very violent, even in a small diocese. Not only Vancouver. Vancouver so far, not that kind of thing happened, right? Or Kamloops, Kamloops, you know, the bishop 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, Bishop Monroe. He's from Vancouver. Bishop of Kamloops was not shot, but someone by night he opened and welcomed the guest. The guest violent. Yeah, tạ cởi đó.
But did he know
Almost
that person,
died.
or did he know that person? Or?
I don't know.
It must be because if you open the door for a guest, must be.
Oh, we,
Okay,
anything may happen. Anything may happen. Give me money, you don't give it, I kill you. For example, many reasons we don't know. Or someone mad.
That's true.
Different reasons we don't know. But I mean, here I talk about this. You pray for all kinds of, you pray for protect the priest from all kinds of evil and harm too. Even the Pope shot
Oh yeah.
Paul Warnick, a priest. Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. So anything may happen. So we pray.
But is that the God, because of the Pope, right? The Pope is the represents the God, right? The kind of.
Yeah, not
And
kind
God
of, but
will guide.
he really represents God, represents Jesus.
Represents
Yeah,
Jesus. But is it
but the non-Catholic, they don't care.
yeah, but
In the case of Saint John Paul II, who killed Russian
what I meant is it
communists?
the God to protect them?
Huh?
Should the God protect them?
But on the other side, we
Or
can
the
say that
angels.
it's God's plan.
No, God don't plan to do the bad things.
Yeah.
Man does.
Evil does.
Who knows?
Huh?
God's plan, who knows?
I know. Don't say that. Never say that. God never planned to do the bad things. Yeah.
Evil does.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
God
the evil.
may let the people do the bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freedom.
And the bad thing comes from man, not from God. And we should study the Bible and the Catechism.
But should the God
From the beginning, everything's good. Because it becomes bad. Why? Because of the fall of our ancestor Adam and Eve. And the bad things, the evil things enter into the world.
The believer have an angel. The angel turned back first, then what? The angel.
Not the angel, but
Right.
one class of the angel.
Ah.
Don't say only angel.
Yeah, that angel.
Say one class of the angel called the Lucifer. Yeah. And that's why it becomes many bad things from there. It's not God. God made it.
I think
Plans.
I heard recently there's a news, right? It say there's an accident in a country, then it's a balloon. It's
Oh,
another
the
kind
hot
of
air
balloon
balloon,
things.
yeah.
And then they said the people, exposed, right? But they record the things. They say they ask for the God's help. I think those people on the balloon.
Of
So
course.
but it's still they shame at the bottom of that.
Yeah, of course, no help. God won't make this mystery, right?
Yeah,
Not
so
in nowadays.
I don't know.
From the
This is-
beginning, just keep in mind, from the beginning, the first plan, original plan of God, nothing harmful, nothing bad happened. Just because of fall of. So man not to use the term, not creator, it's something like a creating the bad things. No.
But is it in that case, right? They ask for God's help. How come God doesn't help?
And the other thing is that, now I'm going to share with you about the mystery, mother as a mystery. Number 6. Mother as a mystery. It's not only the mother, but many mysteries in our life. The suffering is a mystery. We cannot understand the whole thing. So that's why I started to say, yes, some people may say that, oh, God created bad things. He's the plans and not create the bad things. Because man fell because of that. So automatically the bad things, the evil things enter into the world, exist. And it may happen including, so okay, if you join the Bible class, I will explain about this. After the fall of ancestor, our first ancestors, Adam and Eve, then relationship, all kinds of relationship became bad. The relationship between husband and wife become bad. Before that, the true love, the pure love between husband and wife, between Adam and Eve. But from that time on, not pure like before, become bad, before the pure love between the two. But from that time on, then the sexual desire started. Before that, no sexual desire, only the pure love. Relationship even between the husband and wife. The relationship between the members in the family becomes very bad. From that time, not only now, Cain and Abel. So Cain killed his brother, right? Become not bad, but very bad. And automatically. Why? We don't know the whole thing. But we just know a number of things. And the relationship between man and the universe became worse, became bad. Before that, peaceful. And after that, all kinds of disasters, flood, earthquake, tornado, or all kinds of disasters. That's come from the fall of our ancestors. And God may stop this one, stop that one, if He wants. He did not create it. So, for example, regarding the secret of Fatima, God only planned to punish the humanity in some level, something like 1/4 or 3/4 of the humanity will be destroyed. But God let the bad things happen. He already stopped many. Otherwise, we die. We already died. It's a long time ago. Something we can say. And if we read the Bible, we would understand a bit more. Not everything. But at least we understand a number of things. So many mysteries in our life we don't understand. Because mysteries we don't understand. And now I would like to share with you about the mystery as a mother as a mystery. We don't understand the whole thing about a mother. Not only a mother in a family. In our life, motherhood is a mystery. we have at least as I know, at least 5 kinds of mother. The first kind is mother in a family, mothers with a child or with children. And the mother and the father gave the birth of the children in the family. That's the first mother. And even this mother is a mystery. We don't understand the whole thing of the mother. And the second kind of mother is the earth. The earth is the mother, according to the culture of many countries, especially China. The culture of Chinese, the earth is the mother. Why the earth is the mother? At least we can understand that because we just cannot live without the earth. All kinds of food comes from the earth. So the earth becomes a mother because the earth nourishes the humanity, at least physically. We cannot eat manna the same as the Israelite people eat before for 40 years in the desert from heaven. God let the shower of manna falling down, and then they collect all the manna and also the kaya bird. I forget the term. They eat it from falling down from heaven, but that is a special case. They don't during those 40 years they don't need the earth. However, they still need the water from the earth. From the earth, even though the water comes from heaven, come from the not heaven, or come from the sky, but not everyone receive that water. We have to receive that water through the earth. Doesn't matter through a lake or a river or springs. So we need the earth in order to live. So the earth nourishes the whole humanity. And so far, if there's no war at all, the people love one another, then the food has enough, even more than enough for the whole, all the people living on earth. So this mother, the earth, has a power to nourish the whole humanity. It's hard to understand. If the next thing we don't understand, in case for the past how many years of the history of humanity, if no war at all, then they don't kill one another. Like during the Second World War, how many million people died? And in China, how many people died? You will know better than I do. And the whole world, for the past, like 2,000 years, for example, if the people don't kill one another, and they continue to give birth to more and more people, and how many billion people living on Earth now, whether the Mother Earth can nourish all of them, we don't know. We don't know. And for many years, the people had the program called the birth control, right? Yeah, so if there's no birth control, then what happened? We don't know. But the Second Vatican Council has a thought that if the people love one another and they share the food to one another, then the food will never be short for the whole humanity. But it's still supposed that for the past 2,000-3,000 years or 5,000 years, you can see the history of China, right? There's so many kinds of wars and so many people get killed. And if for the past 5,000 years, according to the history of China, 5,000 years, no war at all, then how many people living on earth now? We don't know. Maybe that is a kind of mystery too. We don't know that. But we are talking about the second kind of mother, the earth. The earth is a mother. And I think that in Chinese, a number of even poems and songs about the earth mother and 祖國，祖國嘅意思係一種mother， the motherland， see, is in the culture of many countries, many nations. Oh, I just said that is the third kind of mother, the motherland. It means that the country, the earth, the second, the country, the nation is the third kind of mother. The motherland, the mother country. So 一個國家 is also our mother, and literally when we talk about the country, so that's why we use she. We don't use it. We didn't use he. We use she. That is the third one, and people like Saint John Paul II, he so loved his home country, Poland. So that's why he tried very hard to do good things for his home country, Poland. So he's full of the Holy Spirit, and he knew the way how to do it. Like Cardinal Francis Xavier William Tun, he also mentioned in his book about the love to the 祖國, Vietnam in his case. He said, I remember a little bit, I have a 祖國. I love my 祖國, he said. He wrote a poem about this. That's the third. What's the fourth?
The church.
Yes, the church. The church as a mother. The first one is a very clear. That's a physical mother. The second one, both spiritual and physical. Physical in the sense that we need the food planted on the piece of land, on the earth. But the third one is also both physical and spiritual, but more spiritual than physical. But the fourth one, completely spiritual. The spiritual mother, church. What are the fourth one?
The fifth one.
The fifth one, sorry, the fifth one.
Mary.
Yeah, very easy. Mary, our mother, the mother of the church. You see the mystery. She's a mother of the church, and the church is also our mother. And she's the mother of Jesus, and also our mother. And each one of us is also her mother. Each one of us is also the mother of Jesus, spiritually. You see the mystery of the motherhood in our lives. We become the mother too. Doesn't matter you are a man or a woman. You may be a mother. And last time, I think I shared with you already. Just say one more time, since we talk about the mystery of the motherhood. seen in the Latin. Sino means the womb. So in the womb of Mary, of the mother. Matris is the mother. This one, mother. In the womb of the mother. It means that Mary. And this is in the womb of the church. So we not only live in the womb of our mother on earth in a family, but we should live in the womb of Mary too, spiritually. And we also live in the womb of the church as a mother. The common sense is that this person is called my mother. Only she conceives me and gives me a birth, right? Otherwise, she's not my mother. She never conceives me. How can she give me a birth? Right? Yeah. So that's why we should live in the womb of the one who is called my mother. So it means that the church is my mother. So the church should conceive me. So I have to live in her womb. It's applied to the church, applied to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Yeah. The mother in the family, the earth mother. So we came from the earth. We are from dust. We came from the earth. We go back to the earth. Come from my mother as come from the earth as my mother. I come back to the earth. And the mother church, Mary, Our Lady. So all of these are our mothers, and they conceived us and give us the birth. And especially these two. This one very clear. This one very clear. And then these are two. These are two. Sorry, these are two culture. It's a culture in. This one is a common. But these are two spiritual. And this one, I would say only the Catholic Church has it. Has it. This good name, this concept. So this is common for everyone. This culture, it means for many countries. Maybe not all countries on earth, but many countries. And these are two, only the Catholic Church. Maybe Anglicans and also Orthodox, maybe. And these are two to live in Mary and to live in the church. In general, we say to live in Mary and to live in the church. And exactly, it's when we talk about this, especially Mother Mary, we can say in general, but it may be expressed in different ways. To live in Mary, in general, but also to live in Mary's cloak. Mary, how to say, the outside cloak of Mary. We call it cloak or what? Cloak.
袍，那个斗篷、罩衫，什么什么外套吗？外衣、外裳，像那个他们把那个紫红袍放在那个
The
大袍
outside,
袍
the
上
outside cloth of Mary, outside. They're not inside but outside. That is expression in the church, but especially apply in the case of Saint Teresa, the Child Jesus. Of the Child of Jesus. In that case, did I share with you about this? No. No? Okay. But now he find out the right term for that. The like this is the outside. Yeah, we call it jacket, but for Mary,
Cape.
CLOAK 係咪
Cape.
嗰
Okay.
係斗篷，
斗篷啊，
斗篷，
呀，斗篷，那个 Harry Potter 有
Okay.
斗篷嘛，
Okay.
呀嘛，对他们就叫那个字
You know the picture.
Invisible,
You don't have it here.
the
Yeah.
blue one.
It
Yeah.
may, the blue one outside, the outside clothes, the cape. Okay. Maybe in Quebec they have. Maybe. So the many times in the Catholic Church we say that we should refuge in the cape of Mary. It means in Mary, but one way to express the idea to live in Mary. You gonna get me? Yeah, not only to live in Mary in general, to live in Mary's. To live in the next one will be
under her
in
protection.
the heart of Mary, in the Immaculate Heart of Mary, Immaculate Heart of Mary. So in the cape of Mary, it's not a cloak maybe.
Yeah, CLOAK, same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
CLOAK.
So either the cloak or a cape, a cap. Sorry.
Cloak. No cape.
Cape,
CPE.
CPE.
CPE. Cape.
Cape.
Yeah. So the fourth expression is to live in Sinu, in the womb. Yeah. So at least 4 expressions about to live in Mary. This one, the general, to live in Mary. This one, to live in Mary's cap. This one, to live immaculate, to live in the immaculate, to live in the Immaculate Heart of Mary, or Sacred Heart of Mary, the same. To live in the heart of Mary, to live in the womb of Mary. Each expression has a different meaning, a little bit different meaning. All of this. So this is general, to live in Mary. Means to live in the cape of Mary, to live in the heart of Mary, to live in the womb of Mary. And this one's more expressive, to live in the womb of Mary, because we need, we need to be reborn. Every one of us needs to be reborn, and we have been reborn now, right? And not only. Okay. We are here now. We don't know when we die, right? You know? No. Me too. Suppose we die here. I die at this time, now 2014. So when we don't know, sometime we will die. And we are born here, like me, 1953. So between this period of time, I has been reborn. I has been reborn because I has been conceived by the church and by Mary. She conceived me like physically 9 months and 10 days, right? But spiritually we don't know how long. Someone 10 years, someone 100 years, we don't know. Someone 300 years. Why 300 years? I let you know. So I have been conceived. It means that on the process of rebirth, to be born in the next life, it means that in salvation, in the grace of God, in heaven, in other words. And then God let me live until this year. So a more period of time. It's not exactly if according to this, and maybe I will live until 130 years old. But no, some year I mean, and it's not necessary that when I die, I will completely reborn in the next life. If I'm holy like a Saint John Paul II, yes. Right? He died and he was reborn right away in the church, in the next life, in heaven. If I'm not, then I have to spend a period of time, we don't know how long, in the purgatory, in order to purify first, before being reborn completely in heaven, into heaven. Is it clear? And one more word for this. In this time, in the purgatory, whole sinful. So that's why we try hard not to go through this period of time. And some, according to the information of Saint Padre Pio, Saint Pio, Italian, many people had to be in a purgatory hundreds years. Yeah. Why? We don't know the whole thing. We just can think that maybe they committed so many sins. Yeah. Even the venial sins, because if they committed the mortal sins, they would not be here, but now there. Right? Hell. Yeah. So to be here and not to be there, very good. But if we go straight to heaven as a non-stop flight, the best. So try. So that is the mystery of our life. It's in relation to the mystery of the motherhood. And the motherhood is very rich for us, for our life. And in the time we are living, we left our physical mother, blood mother, long time, and there's something connected between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Between this one and 2 of this, there's there's some connection or comparison between this one and two of this. It means that I did not explain this one. Saint Teresa of the Child Jesus. If some of you may not, he may not know. Simply, we know Saint Teresa of the Child Jesus. She's one of the well-known mystics. Mystic, many mystics, known as if or one mystic. Mystic is, in Cantonese, how to say,
牧師者
Mak Si Je. It means the one who has a close union, the close, how to say, who live the life of close union with Christ and with God, and receive a special grace. That's called mystic. The one who united with God closely, the one who's united with God intimately. 好親密嘅. Intimate means 親密. Those people may receive a special grace from God because since they are united with God very intimately. Something like one of the special grace, two of special grace, vision. They may see God. It doesn't mean that God, Jesus appeared to him or her, but they see how to express, see by his or her spiritual eyes. I don't know. So I don't know how to express it. Just say in general, they can see God through the spiritual eyes. Or the vision in the heart. The voice, they heard the voice of God, or they heard the voice of Jesus, or they heard the voice of Mary. Like Father Gopi, he's still alive, Italian priest. He heard the voice of Mary in his heart, and Mary dictated for him to write many messages, and he collected all the messages. It becomes like 1,000 pages. Yeah. And he according to the command of Mary, he founded a movement called the Movement of Marian Priests. We'll talk about that later. But he has a vision too. Vision, but inner sign, inner vision. It means that he heard the voice of Mary in her heart. The vision, the first one is the vision. The second kind of ecstasy. Could you help me to check? Long time I didn't use this. Or
ECS TASY
yeah, CS, right?
ECS
Yeah,
TASY
TASY. Ecstasy. It means 出神. 出神.
神韻超拔
神
神韻超拔
神韻超拔. 出神啱唔啱?
In Cantonese or in Chinese, this is an idiom to explain this kind of, and it's in the Catholic dictionary.
So I just said 出神 because
即係佢靈魂離開肉身係嘛？
一定唔係一定係 still there. Yeah, but those people are that at that moment they feel that they are lifted up to heaven, and like no 一定離開一定like Saint Paul the Apostle, I think. Saint Paul the Apostle said, I know 我知一個人咧 he's lifted up to heaven, and many people think that he didn't say who, but many people think that he wanted to mention Peter. So even Peter has maybe several times or few times at least in this situation, ecstasy, living on earth, but those people experience, not only feel, but experience that moment that they are in heaven now. It means that is God let them taste the happiness in heaven. Got an idea? Yeah. So beloved people of God. So God so loved them, and God wants them to be close to Him for a moment. You can explain something like that. Now go back to Saint Teresa of the Child Jesus. She also got some vision. The most well-known vision. We now talk about the situation that we have we think that we never touched. That we know it. It's reality. It's reality. And the most well-known vision of Saint Teresa the Child Jesus. When she was 12 years old, he got sick, and the doctor didn't know what kind of sick, what kind of disease. Then suppose that she would die. But one day, during the time she gets sick, she prayed to Mary, and Mary, through the statue in her room, smiled with her. The vision. It means that Mary appeared to her through the statue, and she got recovered. That's a vision. And then she was about 23, 24 years old. The last year, the last months of her life, we should count the months because she's 24 years old when she passed away. And because she's at that time even 23, 24 years old, but she was united with God intimately. And she got a lot of grace, special grace from God during the last months of her life. And even before that, we don't know, I don't remember in which year, at which age, but it means that before she reached the age of 23, 24, I guess, she received a special ecstasy. The sister in the community had to take turn to be in charge of different jobs. Like one of the jobs is the setting up the table. So one time in the week, she had to set up the table. She experienced, the term feel is not very, how to say, not enough expression. She experienced that Mary, Mary covered her with her cape. Yeah. So she saw it. Mary, she experienced Mary embrace her or cover her with the, we call the virginal cape. Mary cover or embrace her with the virginal cape. Virginal. I hope it's the right term. It means that the church, in the church, many times the people use this term, the virginal or virginal Cape of Mary. So we have to refuge in the virginal Cape of Mary in order to be saved, for safety. Whenever we got in trouble or in persecution or in trial, in harm, and we have to refuge in. So you have seen many times the Marian hymn I wrote. What's that? Ave Maria. No, another one. Don't remember. The Mary Our Lady of China. The how to sing the refrain. Ave Maria, Ave Maria, we come to honor you. Ave Maria, Ave Maria, we take refuge in you. So we take refuge in Mary. We take refuge in Mary, and so that we may be protected. Mary is the safety, the safe place for us. Okay, the next point is that we're talking about this. I think the point that I'm going to share with you now, I never share with the people here. I think. I may share already, but it's not maybe that clear now. I plan to share. So regarding the, I so enjoy what I'm sharing with you today. On a Mother's Day. According to the process of the physical of a child who has a physical mother, the first kind of mother, the process is that the child is further and further the mother. The more they live, the further they are, the further he or she is away from the mother. The dependable is a lesser and lesser. When she was conceived, when the child is still in the womb of Mary, completely safe, and the child depends on the mother 100%. It means that if the mother died, the child cannot live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after the child was born, the child still belonged to her. But not the same level as the time when the child was in the womb of his or her mother. But when he was born, after the child was born, the child still depends on the mother, not same level. Because if the mother died, he still can live. Right? And after 1 year, for the first year, you know much better than I do. For the first year, the child should receive from the milk from the mother, right? In Western country, they use the
Formula.
Formula.
the formula
Formula is the milk.
The milk
The
powder.
The,
from the farm,
yeah.
right? Okay, formula, huh? Yeah. For how long? The child needs the milk for how long usually?
At least 1 year, 1 and 2 months, 1 year and 2 months.
Yeah. After that, the mother can, how to say, the mother
咀嚼，咬那个食物
咬那个
碎了给他吃。
再给他吃。
讲一下在不学
How to say in English?
咀嚼嘛，咀嚼对不对？
No,
美
you
人
don't
English
do
好
that,
像
right? The
No, I
Western
mean-
英文怎么说？
Many people do to express their ideas that it should go through a process,
Yeah.
and then
Eat the corn chip.
maybe after 2 or 3 years, then the child can eat by himself or herself, right? Yeah. So even if they after 1 or 2 years don't need the milk of the mother anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they call the family. You need the family because in foreign countries, in Western countries. But I know maybe in Hong Kong, in China, like in Vietnam, I know the child, the baby should need the milk from the mother. So the natural process, nowadays, less and less organic.
Depends on the mom.
So
Breastfeed.
after like 3 or 4 years, the child doesn't need the milk and even any kinds of food
Soft
that
food.
that special food, soft fruit from the mother anymore. So the dependable is lesser and lesser, right? Like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years old, so 可以自己食啦。Don't need the mother, but it still depend on mother. Like a 3 years old, 4 years old, he can walk, he can run, but not very safely. So you need the leading, the protection from the mother. But after that, 8 years, 4 or 10 years old, so don't need at all. But it's still like 10 years or 15 years or under 18 years, still need the mother to take care of many things, different things.
Yeah, the guardian.
Still need the protection, some other guard, as a guardian, or but after that, like 18 years old later, no, so can 乜嘢都可以自己啦。It means that the child has become let's say has become less and less dependable to the mother, right? Yeah. That is the process for the physical life. But for the spiritual life, in opposite direction. We have to go back to the womb of our mother in order to reborn. It means that in the physical process, the child grows up bigger and bigger. But in the spiritual life process, each one of us has to become smaller and smaller until we become like a spiritual baby in order to be right in the womb of Mary. Too big cannot get into the womb. It means the meaning of the virtue of humility. The more humble, the faster for us to grow up in the spiritual life. Get the idea? Oh, I so enjoy this one. Yeah. the opposite way to the process of the spiritual life, of the physical life. And it's not my thought. I learned from some master, and his name is. Their names is. This one first, and then especially Cardinal I think he's Belgian. Cardinal Joseph Suenens. He exactly, as I remember, I read the book a long time ago, 30 years ago. So he said about this, the opposite way between the two processes. One is the physical life, one is the spiritual life.
Physical, spiritual, yeah.
And now, go to the paper I wrote in mission. Yeah, about this. Yeah, I wrote an article, a paper. The time I study in mission about a spiritual life. Because I study a spiritual life. Something about long time, more than 20 years ago. I wrote more than 20 years, something like this is my thought. This is my thought, but based on the thought of two masters. So it means that I already had these thoughts a long time ago, not now, long time ago. And St. John of the Cross and St. Montfort. So the darkness, St. John of the Cross wrote a book, The Darkness of Night. The Darkness of Night. In his old expression, he read it, we would know the way he wrote, the way he expressed the idea. We walk in the darkness of night. It means the trial of the journey of our Christian faith. But it's very meaningful. When we talk about the dark night, the darkness of night, according to the spirituality of St. Montfort. So this part I never share with the community, anyone in the parish. I think, even though I wrote this article, paper, the time I studied in mission, the seminary in mission, 25 years ago, more than 23 years ago. According to St. Montfort, St. Bernard, Cardinal Suenens, Pope John Paul II, Cardinal Wimbledon, number of these are masters. All of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. 5 at least, these are 5 people. St. Columba too. 6 of them, at least 6 of them, they have the same school in Cantonese, how to say. I use the term, but not right.
Pai Bit.
Yeah. So they are in the same piping. And I grew here only in Montfort, but the other ones had the same thought, had the same way of spiritual life. According to them, not only to Montfort, we have to live in the womb of Mary. And what happened? Since we live in the womb of Mary, we see nothing. Right? You see nothing. So completely the darkness of light of night. You see expression of those masters. Saint John of the Cross says something about the darkness of night in a different way. But these masters, Saint Montfort is the master of those gentlemen, those saints. So Saint Montfort, in his thought, we have to live in the womb of Mary. It's right away. If we live in the womb of Mary, then we entrust ourselves completely to God. Because we depend completely to our mother. If we still can see the light, we're not in the womb yet. Right? So the same meaning. The journey of the Christian life is a journey in the darkness of night. You got the idea? Yeah, because we don't see anything. We don't see God. We don't see God. So that's why we see, but we cannot see completely. We see through our faith, but if we use our faith, we're still in darkness. It's not completely bright for us. So the journey of faith is a journey in the darkness of night. And in order to understand the language that St. John of the Cross used, very difficult. But in the expression of St. Montfort and these people too, easier to understand. When we live in the womb of Mary, in the womb of the church, especially in the womb of a mother, Mary, then we completely depend on our mother. And we see nothing. We really live in the darkness of night. It means that we will reach the highest level of the depending on God. We don't depend on us anymore. Completely, that is the meaning of the act of the total consecration to God. Through being consecrating to Mary, Our Lady. That is the meaning, the deep meaning of totus tuus. And to me, this is the deepest meaning of the motherhood. The mother as a mystery. Got it? Yeah. So we live in this mystery, the mystery of the mother. Mother as a mystery. And if you don't believe that, it still happen. Yeah, we have to be in the womb of Mary before we will be reborn. How can you be reborn without a mother? No, cannot. So even though you don't know, you're still in the womb of Mary. But since you know, then you will be, good behavior. Oh, Mary, I'm in your womb now, if I can. If not, then help me to be in your womb, spiritually. And if you don't know that, you can, come on. So since we know the good behavior, so to me that no more I don't regarding 到呢度就係對我嚟講係最深啦，冇其他關於呢個 living in marriage 最深啦，冇其他，可能聽日有唔知。
到此為止。
So now in practice we have to help we have to ask Mary to help us to practice the virtue of humility in order to grow faster in the spiritual life. The one who grow in the spiritual life is the one who is humble. Become smaller, smaller, smaller in order to be eligible to fit the size of the womb of Mary and the church. If you 好驕傲，唔好，仲有好多時間。So humble, to be humble, I mean to become smaller and smaller. As Saint John the Baptist said, he, it means that Christ, increase, but I will be decreased. It means that Christ will be bigger and bigger, I will be smaller and smaller. That's only some expression about the virtue of humility of Saint John the Baptist. And he's the one who grew so fast in the spiritual life. Saint John the Baptist. He's a very, how to say, outstanding saint. Because these gentlemen enjoy the advanced meaning of theology and spirituality. More than 1,000 years after the birth of Christ, but John the Baptist, in the time of Jesus, 就咁好快 to be a saint. Saint John the Baptist, 好厲害 to John the Baptist. He's extraordinary. Comparing to so many people living at that time. Of course, Mary, Our Lady, is super woman. We don't need to say. But John the Baptist is really a great saint. He understood so many things about the salvation, about Christ, about the church, about the salvation history, about the Old Testament. Oh, he's extraordinary, really amazing person, Saint John the Baptist. And even he understand a part of this to become smaller and smaller. He didn't know at that time, I think he didn't know about the insinumatris, insinu ecclesia, I think maybe, but he's thought something about that. So we since we understand this, then it should help us. It's not only to get the thought, to study, but to put it in practice, how to be humble, to try to be humble, in order to be eligible or fit the size of the womb of Mary and the size of the womb of the church. We know that the womb is very small. Just for the baby, the too big size person cannot fit the womb of Mary, the womb of the church. And we will grow faster, and since we grow faster, then we will influence the other people, especially the mother, influence the husband, influence the children. So we ask Mary, Our Lady, to help us to thank God for understanding this thought, the teaching of the church, and especially the teaching the experience of a number of special saints. And we ask Mary Our Lady to help us to put in practice. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of death. Amen. Say a prayer to Mary. Praise to O my
afflicted Mother,
Queen of mothers and of sorrows, you wept bitterly over your Son Jesus Christ,
who died for my salvation. Jesus, you, being so innocent, has suffered immensely for the love of me. O my Mother, help me to imitate you to be a good mother in my family. Help me to be strong in loving Jesus by loving my husband and children. Mary, my Mother, give happiness to me and my family, and also teach me to be courageous at different forms of sorrow in my life.
Monica, we give thanks to our Father in heaven, who looked with mercy upon your tears over your wayward Son. Dear Monica, pray with us for all those daughters and sons that have wandered away from God. Saint Monica, we give thanks to our Father in heaven, who looks with mercy upon your tears over your wayward Son. Saint Augustine,
Pray for us.
Saint Montfort,
Pray for us.
Saint John of the Cross,
Pray for us.
in the name of the Father and the Son and the Spirit. Amen. Thank